is up, guys? Trayallday back for Season 1, Episode 11 of my Olympique Lyon career mode, and we start off this episode with an offer from Hungary, which is, a decent offer. It's not bad. It's not what I wanted. I'm coaching a pretty good team in European competition. I think I can hold out for a bigger offer. Hungary's not a bad choice. Neither is New Zealand, really. I mean, any international team's going to be kind of cool to coach, but I definitely think I can hold out for a better team. You can see Theo or Teo DeForney, either one. I don't know which way it's pronounced, but he thinks that he's decided to stay, which I really don't care about, like I mentioned before, but looking at our youth squad, don't they just look freaking amazing? They look really good. Michael Umtiti kind of sucks, but I think I'll just sign him just for the hell of it, just because he's Samuel Umtiti's brother, but of course, if you didn't know, you always want to sign youth players after May 1st because that's when they get their overall increase. It bumps them up. But if they say, hey, I'm about to leave to a different thing, unless you sign me now, you definitely want to sign them. But if you would have saw, we transfer listed 3 players, and this is our short list right here. Sebastian Corchia, David Luiz, Rafael Varane, Inigo Martinez, Juan Jesus, Morgan Sanson, Casemiro, Capezzi, Gekuta, Rodriguez, Jurisic, Ezekiel, Benzema, and Antoine Griezmann. And we start off with an offer for Teo DeForney for 80,000, only 80,000 from Hibernian. So I said, give me 100,000 more, because my chief executive said I could go up to 138. So I said, might as well just put up 100,000. And Fiorentina come back and say they only want 250,000 for Leonardo Capezzi, which isn't bad at all. He's just a youth kind of prospect, which we kind of need some midfielders in the youth kind of department, but because we kind of only have like strikers and wingers and central attacking midfielders. Capezzi's more of a defensive midfielder, and I said, I'll go down by 100,000. That seems pretty fair. We'll see what Fiorentina say about that. But I had to inquire about a lot of people. As you can see, DeForney is accepted from Hibernian, and we sent in an offer for Hesse or Jesse Rodriguez. But they said he had just joined the team, so I said, I'll go in for a loan-to-buy offer, 4 million. See what they say about that. That's not a very good deal for Hesse Rodriguez. I don't even think I'd accept that, because that's pretty low. But they come back and say they want 33.5 for Inigo Martinez, which is a complete joke. That is way, way too much for Inigo Martinez. So I say 7.5 is fair. Probably 15 would be more fair in my opinion, but I'm lowballing him. And Benzema looks like he's not on his way back to Lyon. He'll stay at Arsenal of all teams. But looking at our squad here, it definitely seems like our weak points are center backs. Maybe some of our wingers could use a little bit of help, and a striker perhaps as well. Because you see Brizuela, I mean, he's our lowest overall player, as well as like Umtiti, Lopez, Kone. But they still have room to grow. Umtiti especially is only 20, and Brizuela's been our best player so far. He's our top scorer. So I really don't need to replace them, because, I mean, Umtiti, he's going to grow a lot if you play him a lot, and frankly, he hasn't been that bad. And Brizuela, of course, he's been doing great, but I inquired about Sirigu. Well, I was trying to find Sirigu, because, of course, PSG have Akinfeev, and apparently he went to Everton, so that's why they bought Akinfeev. So now I don't have to wonder why. And Gonalons wants more wage, which is ridiculous. And Juan Jesus is still, price tag, still 15 million, which I offered 7.5, so I just had to go up to 9.5, but I didn't have enough funds, so I went to 8.2 instead, because, of course, I don't even have enough to pay his wages with that. But Fiorentina come back and say they'll take 210,000, sorry, for Capezzi, so I went up to 200,000. That's only 10 away. They'll definitely accept that. That's close enough. For someone that young and worth so little. And I inquired about Alexander Pato as well, and apparently he's out on loan at Sao Paulo, so Corinthians said, nope, we're not doing that deal, sorry, come back next time. But we got a transfer offer for Henri Bedimo, as you see here, from Everton, because of course I'm playing a 3 at the back formation right now, so I don't need a left back or right back really, so if I could get money for an aging player, especially 4.5 million, like I countered, that's some really easy money right there. And 4 million for Hesse was not enough, because of course they didn't want to loan him out to begin with. And so I went up to 5, just a straight up offer instead of a loan. See what they say about that. And Real Sociedad rejected the offer for Inigo Martinez, said he's worth a little bit more than what you're offering for him. So I said, I'm not going to go back in for him. We also inquired about Leandro from Palmeiras, the Brazilian club, and I said I'll go up to 8 million for you, because I think they said he just joined. Did they not? Yes, they did. And Hugo Lloris, I'm trying to bring him back to Lyon as well, because of course we do need a keeper as well. I forgot to mention that. Anthony Lopez has been pretty bad this year. I have not liked him so far, so I inquired about him as well as Ron Robert Zieler. Zieler's 3 years younger, so especially with his lower salary, look at that, 60,000 compared to Lloris's, what, 170,000, something like that. I definitely think Ron Robert Zieler would be the better option. But we inquired, I believe that was Coutinho, who I just rejected that offer, and Eric Lamela as well. He'd be great to bring in because, of course, Spurs aren't using him, because I think he's injured, actually, but he's been considered kind of a flop ever since he got there, so I thought, I'll take him. He's a good player. I actually bought him in a few of my career modes last year in FIFA 13, because when he was at Roma, because he was pretty cheap and good as well. And we also inquired about Benteke from Aston Villa. 47 million is way too much. And Antonio Candreva from Lazio, that's too much as well. Bad Stuber's worth 17 million. Are you serious, Bayern? That's it's way too much. They could make bank if they just sold their whole club. If they just got sick and tired of winning trophies someday and sold their whole entire club, they would make bank. But you see, Deforney has not, he's unwilling to relocate at this time, so it's not going to Hibernian, which is really weird. And Badimo is headed to Everton because they accepted that offer. And we inquired about Serge Aurier. He can play right mid, right back, and center back, so I thought that's perfect. That great amount of versatility. You can definitely use a center back. He's great there. I've used him there before. And 15 million is a bit too much, so we're going to have to counter that a little bit lower. And as you can see, we get a transfer offer from Lacazette from Newcastle of all teams. And if you didn't know, Newcastle is my BPL team. Lyon and Newcastle, of course, my two teams I support. Which would make sense, really. I mean, I signed him in a Newcastle career mode I did, which it makes sense. I mean, with all the French players they signed, and they definitely need a striker, it would go together. So, but Juan Jesus, they did not decline that again. So I'm gonna have to offer a player with 8.2 million, and I believe I went with Jimmy Briand here because I did transfer list him. I transfer listed him, Malbranc, and I believe Badimo. So any of those players would do, but Badimo's of course leaving, so we can't use him in any offers. But Fiorentina come back and say Capezzi's offer is accepted. You can go ahead and go in for him. Just go into contract offers. And I give him exactly what he wants. 4 years, $2.25 thousand. And Hesse, they said he just recently moved, so we're not going to listen. So I said, fine, I won't go back in for him. But that 7.5 offer for Hugo Lloris was accepted. I, of course, offered him, what, like 17? Well, they said he was worth, like, what, 17 million, sorry. So I went down by a whole 10 million and they accepted it. But we get an offer to coach Uruguay here. So I'm going to reject both New Zealand and Hungary here because Uruguay is definitely a more attractive offer with the likes of Luis Suarez and Cavani. That would be sweet to use up front. But we got 3.8 million for the Henri Badimo deal. And Leandro, still they say he's just joined. So I decided not to go back in for that. But Aurier's offer was rejected, and they find Hugo Lloris's deal unacceptable. So I have to go back in here for Aurier, because of course I lowballed them like crazy. I went for 5 million, they wanted 15, so I went up by a whole 3 million. And that seems fair to me. 8 million for someone who's 21 years old. He doesn't have the highest overall so far. I mean, in FIFA terms, that's fair. I mean, if you're playing Football Manager, he'd be worth like, what, 45 million plus? Football Manager is definitely a lot more realistic than FIFA, but Lamela's offer was accepted because he was bought for like, what, 30 million in real life? 30 million US dollars, that is, not pounds or euros, but I decided I'll give you 10 and Anthony Lopez, because if I'm buying a keeper, you can take our keeper, and if we're buying your keeper, wouldn't you like a keeper back anyway? And I changed my wage budget so I could have more to buy Lloris, and I just gave him exactly what he's earning now at Spurs, because he shouldn't be asking for a wage increase anyway. And we'll see what he says about that. It was 150,000, sorry, not 170,000 like I previously said. But we have a game against Sochaux, the first game of this episode. We have 2 games in this episode, and if you would have read by the title, we do have a great game against PSG coming up after this one. Sochaux, I can't remember what the result was when we played it the first time. I believe they won, actually, or we tied. I really don't remember. I feel like I didn't win. Wait. Actually, I think that was the only game I won. But anyway, you can see the little graphic there on the left. I added to the nameplate. I did add the nationality of that player. Thought that would be a cool new feature for you guys if you didn't know the nationality of the player you wanted to, or perhaps you're from that country watching and you'd like to show a little pride. But we start off in the 37th minute now as Gourcuff's on the ball. He passes up to Benzia, and Pooplin's there, and then Pooplin just completely shoves over Benzia. I thought that was hilarious. All of a sudden he just flies over. And, but we're in the 51st minute now, a very, very boring game as Dubai's on the ball. He passes over to Bakari. Bakari working his way forward. He passes, great pass to Rude. Rude now takes a shot. Lopez is there, but Dubai is there on the rebound to put it in the back of the net. Just the 53rd minute, only the second chance of the game for both sides, and we're already down, so that sucks really, really, really bad. There was literally no chances. It was just play in the middle of the field for the whole game. But we get a chance here in the 65th minute as Menez makes a great pass over to Lucas Ocampos, our signing from Monaco. He cuts inside. He whips it over to Menez, and Menez could not quite get his head to that as Dubai clears it away. But we're in the 71st minute now as Fofana whips it up with Lucas Ocampos. Ocampos now, he can take a shot, but he tries to cross it over. Menez could not quite put that into the back of the net. We have another chance here. Ocampos just takes the shot as it goes out for a corner, which led to nothing. But in the 77th minute now, Menez whips it to Ocampos again. He takes a shot, and he couldn't quite put that in near post. Unlucky for him, but it was a corner as it's whipped in by Marvo, and Saar could not quite get his head to that. We were attacking late on in the game. You can see it was a pretty even game. Perhaps we should have ended in a draw, but, you know, we didn't have luck on our side, so we did end up losing, which isn't good, because, of course, the board is really mad at us with our bad play so far. As you can see, we sit 10th in the league, which is not good at all. But Juan Jesus, once again, was rejected, which is a complete joke. And they only want $8 million for Ron Robert Zieler when they wanted 10.5 originally for him. So I said I'll go up to 7.5, because that's barely lower. They should be accepting that. And that seems fair, in all honesty. And Juan Jesus, once again, because we do need a center back, and I think he'd fit perfectly here, so I offered Jimmy Briand to them, because that seemed pretty fair. And DeForney is upset about his playing time. You should have left. You should have left, because there's no way you're getting in the team. You're the worst goalkeeper of the club. We have 4 goalkeepers, so good luck getting in the team. But we send a contract offer again for Hugo Lloris because he rejected it. Went up to $170,000. That's where I got the $170,000 from. That's not what he was earning. That's what I was going to pay him, $170,000, which seems not really fair because, I mean, he's getting into his prime, but once he hits his prime, he's just going to drop straight down. He only has like 2 more years left for me, and Capezzi rejects his offer once again. So I just about double his wages, barely, going up to $4.25 thousand, which is fair. I mean, it's not that much. And REA, they want $11 million for him. And with the money I got from the Badimo deal, I can afford it now. So I thought, you know, I'll go up to 10. That seems pretty fair. It's only $1 million less than what you wanted, and he's not that great overall anyway. I mean, he's a pretty decent overall, granted, but you can see Lamela, they want $25 million added onto that. So I thought, I need more wage. I need to transfer over a little bit of the wage budget. Maybe I can get away with just putting in $10 million less than what they wanted. And I believe I offer Briand for him. Do I not? I guess I do that. I could have sworn I offered Briand. I think I was just looking for more players that were worth quite a bit. I actually considered giving Gonalons to them because they would accept that, most likely. Because Gonalons, of course, I haven't liked this series so far, but he's filling in a center back right now, and he's fitting in pretty well, actually. But we're coming up against PSG now in the Coupe de Ligue. It's going to be a great game, this one. Of course, we did beat them last time out. I believe it was 2-1 the final score, and that was a great game. And I believe it's probably the best game of the series so far with Gourcuff and his great goal. So maybe he can add to that effort now because he's playing in central attacking midfielder for this one. And it is our starting lineup basically for this one. And you can see after that loss against Socha, we dropped down to 11th, which is not good at all. We cannot keep dropping down the table if we want to keep our job. So hopefully we can do good in this game, because PSG are a great side. And as you can see, if you remember last time when I said we play the winner of Marseille and Saint-Etienne, Marseille won 4-0, that whole bracket system's just completely effed up, so we didn't end up playing them. We played PSG, which is fine, because, I mean, they're still a good team, but Gourcuff in the 5th minute rushes forward. He sees an opening, he takes a shot, and that's in the back of the net. Yoann Gourcuff, once again, showing what he's worth against PSG. That was a great goal, and he's just going to run around the whole pitch, kind of put it in their face, like, hey, you just got scored on in the 5th minute. 1-0 up in the 5th minute. Yoann Gourcuff, definitely, I've missed him since he got injured for a few months, so we've missed that ability to score long shots right into the top right corner too. But we're in the 8th minute now. Thiago Motta on the ball. He passes back to Yoann Cabaye. Forward to Trayallday. Umtiti's trying to take it away. Trayallday is able to get it back. Cabaye to Lavezzi. Lavezzi pushes forward to Cabaye. Cabaye takes a shot, and Gonalons, what a save. That is why I like him back there, that high defensive work rate. He was just hanging around right past the keeper, and luckily he was there, otherwise that would have slipped in the back of the net. We're in the 15th minute. Gourcuff slends it to Umtiti, and he sends it over the frame of goal. Unlucky for him. It was a pretty good effort, granted. I mean, that was pretty far away to head in a goal, and that was a great effort. Barely going over the goal. But from the goal kick now as Akinfeev steps up. Of course, we just saw the Syracuse at Everton of all places, but Akinfeev whips it away. Ibrahimovic is there. He's going to head it back to Ezekiel Lavezzi. Lavezzi now whips it forward to Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura cuts back. Lucas takes a shot, and he slides it right past. I believe that was Anthony Lopez in for this game. And it was tied 1-1 in just the 17th minute. The other game, of course, was a very fast-paced game. And I believe it was like 3 goals in the first 30 minutes, something like that. But we're in the 24th minute now since it's whipped in. Fofana tries to head it in, but it's a handball apparently. I'll take that with all the bad karma we've had with handballs in the series so far. Up will step Gay to Fofana, of course, because I always forget to change the penalty takers. So it won't be him, unfortunately for him, having to do that big long walk up. It will be Yoann Gourcuff, the main man, the main penalty taker. Of course, he's been absent with all his injuries in the past few times we've taken penalties, and he slots that home easily. Akinfeev's not even going to take a dive for that, but of course, Gourcuff's going to take a dive with that nice belly flop into the grass, and we're up 2-1 in just the 27th minute. A very fast-paced game like the other one. Look at that. Akinfeev just looks at the ball, but we're in the 34th minute. Gourcuff passes forward to Isaac Brizuela. Isaac Brizuela, our top scorer, our Mexican maestro, passes to Yoann Gourcuff. He cuts back inside. He takes a shot, and a great save from Akinfeev as it goes out for a corner. And just look at this shot right here. Gourcuff almost had a hat trick in the first half, but it was a great save by Akinfeev. But we're in the 41st minute as it's a great pass from Yoann. I believe that was Cabaye, actually. And Mata sends it forward to Blaise Matuidi. Matuidi now is taken back from Gonalons. Gonalons tries to clear it away, but only goes as far as Thiago Motta. Thiago Motta whips it forward to Ibrahimovic. He passes to Lavezzi, and he's not going to miss from there. That's in the back of the net. Tied 2-2 in the first half. What a great game so far this is. Two of the top teams in France battling it out in the Coupe de Ligue. We want to knock them out early so that their money can't buy them another trophy. We want to get this one for us. And just look at this right here. Ibra sees that run by Lavezzi, and he's able to slide that home into the bottom right corner. But in the 56th minute now, we're in the second half. Grenier on the ball from passing Fofana. Grenier sees a ball from Brizuela. Brizuela goes forward. He tries to cross it, and it bounces off Marquinhos, and he now has 7 goals in all competitions. And that was very, very lucky from Isaac Brizuela. I could not believe that just happened. That was an awful mistake from Marquinhos. I mean, I debated shooting it, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to cross it here. Maybe the cross will work for me. And luckily bounced off Marquinhos. This was just hilarious. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how did that just go in? But the replay showed it bounced off Marquinhos. But we're in the 62nd minute as Lucas pushes forward. He could equalize here, but a nice challenge from Gonalons. This is what I'm telling you. I mean, I haven't liked him at that CDM role, but dang, has he been doing good at the center back position. That tackle sums it up, basically. But in the 64th minute now, Lacazette passes forward to Iker Muniain. He's going to cut inside. He sees an opening. Bang! Back of the net. 4-2. Iker Muniain just flop right in front of Akif's goal because he can't stop that either. 4-2. 65th minute. This is just insane. I can't believe how many goals we've scored in this game. Like, I don't even think we've scored 4 goals in like the past 4 games, but now we've up 4-2 against PSG. But in the 68th minute, Mata takes a shot, and it goes just wide of Lopez's goal. But we're in the 77th minute now as Jale passes forward to Digne. Digne, he tries to cross in. Grenier's there, but it goes right back to Matuidi. Matuidi passes into Lavezzi, and tries a pretty flashy shot there, but it goes wide of the post. But we're in the 89th minute, so Fofana's getting forward. He's used a run by Lacazette. He tries to round the keeper and score, but it goes just wide, just left. He couldn't get his first goal of the season, as we're in the 90th minute plus stoppage, as Menez, his shot goes just wide. He would have loved to score against his former team, his team that, of course, kind of rejected him and stopped playing him because they bought all their rich players. But in the 90th minute plus stoppage time, once again, Roddy's able to get one back. Just a consolation goal. We're still ahead 4-3. That's okay. As I believe FIFA player called him the lesbian, but which I wouldn't deny because Roddy's just, I don't like Roddy, but it was a great goal nonetheless. But we still go on to win 4-3. A great game, and Gorkuf's 2 goals were the main talking point of that game, as they're not getting this silverware this season, unfortunately for them. But as you can see, we're either playing Bordeaux, Toulouse, Bastia, Marseille, or Angers. Angers are a League 2 side, so it should be interesting to see the results of those games. I would love to play Marseille or Bastia, or even Bordeaux. Bordeaux is a pretty good side as well. But you can see Capezzi's offer was accepted. So that's fantastic. Only $200,000, so I'm just going to accept it right away. Only $4,000 on the wage budget. I believe we go take a look at him right here. Yes, we do. 53 overall is not great, but I believe he has some potential of 78. Of course, I don't usually pay attention to potentials, but 78 overall potential is great. Isn't bad. I mean, that's a pretty big jump. So, like 25 overall points plus. So that's pretty fantastic. They still want $8 million for Ron Robert Zieler, and Hugo Lloris's contract offer was accepted. So I'm gonna have to change the wage budget on that one, as I just did, just barely skipping that little sequence. And I decided that $8 million seems fair for Ron Robert Zieler. So I'm gonna offer him that. See if that's accepted from Hanover. It should be, because it is, exactly what they asked for. So it should be accepted. And Juan Jesus's, gosh, deal once again is a decline. So I went up to 10.2 plus Brion. See what they say about that. That should be just under what their valuation of him was, 15 million. Brion's worth like 3 million, so it's kind of close. But Lamella's offer once again is declined, 15 million for him. I had to lower it to 12 million, and I believe we offer Brion here, or do we? I think we look once again to see who we should offer, because of course we do need someone that's pretty high priced. I mean, Grenier would work, but I'm not getting rid of Grenier. He has some fantastic passes he makes, and so I believe we go with Brion. Do we not? Okay. Apparently I'm just gonna sit here and keep scrolling. Yes, we do go with Brion. Thank you. And $12 million. Hopefully they'll accept that, because I would love to bring in Lamela to the club. I think he'd fit in perfectly, actually. Brizuela would have to possibly move to the left wing. I don't know what I'd do, in all honesty. But REA's offer was accepted as well. So we're going to give him exactly what he earns now, because he's staying in League 1. He shouldn't be asking for more money anyway. And his offer was still accepted, but this is going to be the end of the episode, guys. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. There will be a live commentary episode out tomorrow, so please stay tuned for that. And see you guys next time. I'm out.